Now, I will be presenting the background of AHMAD Group Berhad. For company overview, AHMAD Group Berhad is a Malaysia-based low-cost airline that was established in 1993 and widely recognized for providing affordable air travel across Asia. Moving on to its vision and brand, the company operates under the slogan "Now everyone can fly," reflecting its commitment to cost efficiency and accessibility. In terms of regional operations, AHMAD operates in more than 35 countries with over 165 destinations, which strengthens its competitive position in the aviation industry. Regarding business expansion, AHMAD has diversified into digital platform, logistics, and fintech to support long-term sustainability. Finally, considering the post-pandemic context, the COVID-19 pandemic significantly disrupted AHMAD operations, leading to restructuring, cost optimization, and major organizational transformation.
The first key issue that organizations face in terms of change or organizational development is financial crisis and business sustainability. The first point is economic recovery. During the COVID-19 pandemic, international border was closed and worldwide travel come to a halt. Due to United Nations World Tourism Organization 2020, cited by IMRAN 2021, between January and August 2020, international visitor arrival fell by 70% due to travel restrictions. This severely affected ASEAN revenues and ability to operate. The government later allowed interstate and international travel for up to 90% of countries whose population were fully vaccinated, enabling AirAsia to resume flights and gradually recover passenger demand. This is taken by Financial Times 2020. The second one is operational redesign, in which passenger demand dropped drastically with Q1 2020 seeing only 9.85 million passengers, a 22% decrease compared to the previous year. Due to Kumar 2020, domestic capacity in Malaysia was cut by 70% and in the Philippines by 1%, and strict travel procedure caused more cancellation. So, ASEAN redesigned its operation by adjusting flight routes and capacity according to demand. The airline implemented flexible operations to adapt to travel restrictions while ensuring health and safety protocols for passengers. Thirdly, cost reduction. ASEAN revenue loss started rapidly at the beginning of 2020 and worsened by the end of the year due to travel restrictions and low passengers numbers. The airline reported loss for each quarter as follows. As for the Q1 2020, the loss is 953 million, for the Q2 is 2.1 billion, and the Q3 is 3.2 billion, and the last one is Q4, which is 5.86 billion. These losses reflected the collapse of the airline's revenue, while fixed costs like aircraft maintenance, operation, and staff salaries continued. According to Financial Times 2020, to manage this financial crisis, ASEAN implemented strict cost-cutting measures, including optimizing flight schedules, deferring non-essential spending, and reducing operational costs. CEO of the ASEAN, which is Tony Fernandez, also sought financial support from the government to maintain liquidity and sustain the business during the pandemic. Besides that, workforce restructuring. ASEAN could no longer support its full workforce due to financial strain. In June 2020, 111 cabin crew, 172 pilots, and 50 engineers were laid off. And by October 2020, 10% of employees, which is 2,400 people, were retrenched. The airline restructured its workforce to reduce costs and align staffing levels with lower passengers' demand, ensuring the company could survive the crisis while maintaining operational capability. In conclusion, through border reopening and economic recovery, operational redesign, cost reduction, and workforce restructuring, ASEAN responded strategically to the challenge posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. This organizational development measure was crucial in sustaining the company and preparing for gradual recovery.
Moving on, I will be presenting and explain about issue number 2, which is a refund backlog faced by ASEAN during the post-pandemic period. This issue created many operational challenges and forced the company to go through several organizational development changes. During the pandemic, many customers complained on social media because their refunds were delayed. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok were full of negative comments and share experience about the slow refund process. Because of this, ASEAN had to rethink their communication strategy. During post-pandemic, they issued public apology statement and started giving more transparent refund updates to reboot trust. The social media pressure also pushed ASEAN to improve digital engagement, boost transparency, and monitor their reputation more closely. Next, AHMAD faced extreme customer service overload. The company received millions of refund requests, causing stress and long response times. To solve this, AHMAD restructured their workflow, used more technology, and retrained their employees. They improved their system by adding computerized refund tracking and self-service customer portals. AHMAD also introduced AI chatbots such as AVA and ASBO during post-pandemic era to help customers get faster and more accurate responses. Then, during the pandemic, AHMAD had to make significant staffing cuts. This created skill gaps, slower processes, and fewer workers available to handle customer issues once business started recovering after the pandemic. To fix this after pandemic, AHMAD focused on cross-training employees so they could perform multiple tasks and be more adaptable. They also began rehiring essential workers gradually. Digital tools were used to train staff more efficiently, helping fewer employees handle more responsibilities. Lastly, supply chain and vendor delays. Refund delay also happened because of issue with banks, credit card, payment gateway, and regulation. This external party affected how fast refund could be processed. AHMAD had to redesign their workflow and strengthen partnership with banks to speed up refund settlements. According to table shown, many customers reported challenges during the pandemic, including long refund times. This showed that delays were not only caused internally but also by the entire payment and regulatory ecosystem.
The first major issue faced by AirAsia was financial crisis. Due to travel restriction and borders closures, passengers' demand has dropped significantly, which resulting to a heavy losses and workforce restructuring. So, to overcome this issue, AirAsia has implemented an operational and strategic restructuring. Under this implementation, AirAsia has undertook a major organizational changes to survive as demand collapse, such as debt restructuring and recapitalizations. AirAsia long-haul affiliate program, which is AirAsia X, negotiated massive debt restructuring and cleared or reorganized billions in liabilities, where it helped AirAsia to stabilize finance and avoid bankruptcy. Other than that, AirAsia also used leadership as a change agent strategy, where the CEO, Tony Fernandez, played a pivotal role as a change agent. He led the restructuring by making a top strategic decision where he decided to shifting AirAsia focus from pure airline operations to a diversified travel and digital services to reduce debt. With this, it demonstrates a proactive leadership in crisis management. The second implementation that AirAsia do to overcome the first issue is by doing a diversification and digital transformation. Rather than relying solely on flights, AirAsia has expanded digital offerings like the AirAsia Super App, creating new revenue streams that supported financial recovery. Moreover, partnership and technology boots out were also pursued to strengthen customer engagement and services, showing investment in organizational development and innovation rather than contraction. Lastly, AirAsia overcome the financial crisis and sustained business issue is by doing workforce restructuring. The company reduced workforce size to cut costs where they laying off or retrenching staff where necessary. Although it quite controversial, this part of organizational restructuring to align cost structures with drastically lower revenue. Furthermore, they were also introduced performance improvement plan to increase employees' productivity where possible. Now, let's move to the next part where how AirAsia overcome the refund backlog issue. AirAsia has faced a significant customer backlash for delays in refunding passengers for flight cancelled during the pandemic. So, to overcome with the backlog, AirAsia has overcome the issue by doing a dedicated refund resolution strategy. AirAsia significantly ramped up its refund processing where there are over 99% of refund requests were resolved across all airlines in the group through a mix of cash refunds, credit, or flight changes despite handling millions of cases and up to 200,000 customer inquiries per day at the peak of the pandemic. So this massive case management effort shows a strong focus on customer recovery operations and transparency. The second strategy to overcome the backlog issue is AirAsia implemented an integration of technology and customer service improvements. AirAsia has introduced a new tools which is refund tracking features on the AirAsia app and website so customers could check the status of their refund claims. AirAsia also has enhanced the support features like live chat and customer service tracking to reduce manual workloads and improve response responsiveness. Lastly, AirAsia also used change agents to overcome backlog issues. This can be seen when the top management led the refund recovery strategy to clear all the refunds by committing to transparency and communicate the progress publicly, while the IT and customer service teams acted as an internal change agents by designing refund tracking systems, digital tools, and support channels that enabling AirAsia to handle a large operational backlog effectively.
Next, this section identifies the effectiveness of AHR overcome issue during the COVID-19. Overall, AHR overcome was moderate effectiveness. The method enabled the company to survive a previous industry shutdown. However, they were insufficient to avoid significant short-term financial loss. First is AHR Institute strict cost-cutting initiative. This includes labor rationalization, wage cut, plane hibernation, and aircraft cancellation. The corporation also negotiated payment deferral and increased efficiency using digital check-in and contactless transaction. This action significantly decreased fixed expenses with reduction of more than 50% in some quarters and helped to elevate cash flow pressure throughout the pandemic. Second is capital raising and debt restructuring were important to ensuring liquidity. AHR acquired bank loan, raised capital through equity placement, and undertook significant debt restructuring, particularly for AHRX. Although the company was temporarily classed as PN17, this safety measure prevented insolvency and ensured commercial survival. Third, AHR business diversification approach has improved its long-term position. The expansion of the AHR Super App, logistics through teleport, banking services through BigPay, and food operation under Santan all resulted in new revenue sources. While this venture did not instantly replace airline revenue, this lessened the group reliant on passenger travel and strengthened its resilience. Despite this trend, there were several significant limitations. AHR experienced significant losses in 2020 and 2021 as a result of prolonged travel restriction. Employee morale was harmed by layoff and compensation reduction. Based on this assessment, several recommendations might be made. AHR should continue to build cash reserve to prepare for potential shock. Increased investment in staff reskilling also is required to enable digital growth. To diversify its revenue stream, the corporation should also expedite the expansion of logistics and digital services. Finally, stronger engagement with government and tourism organizations could help to boost road recovery and demand. To sum up, AHR efforts were effective in ensuring survival and boosting organization flexibility. However, long-term viability it depended on continual diversification and money management and strategic planning. Among the many challenges with Operation AHR experienced during the COVID-19 outbreak was a substantial backlog of passenger refund brought on by flight cancellation. The company adopted a multi-phase approach to address this problem and resolve customer trust. The refund backlog was mainly resolved by AHR measure. At its height, the company handled millions of inquiries, apparently reaching 200,000 per day, and resolved over 99% of refund requests. This shows a significant operational effort and dedication to customer recovery. Another significant aspect of success was the integration of technology. Passengers were able to keep an eye on their claim through refund tracking capability on the AHR app and website, and better live chat. Support features decreased manual labor and accelerate response time. This adaptation improve operational effectiveness and transparency. Leadership also play a key role. Senior management and CEO of AHR, Tony Fernandez, made progress public and showed a dedication to openness during a crisis. This strengthened the company's reputation and increased customer trust. Overall, these measures were very successful. Customer satisfaction increased, operational efficiency improved, and most refunds were processed satisfactorily. Through the backlog initially caused dissatisfaction and reputational risks. I agree that intervention were effective. The approach successful balanced transparency, speed, and accuracy. For future improvement, AHR should enhance its digital support infrastructure, including AI-based solutions, and continue proactive communication through multiple channels. To sum up, AHR took successful and efficient measures to clear the backlog of refund, showing excellent leadership, technological flexibility, and operational strength certification.
In conclusion, this case study shows that effective organizational change depends on strong leadership, flexible structures, evidence-based decisions, and continuous learning. AH's experience demonstrates how strategic leadership and data-driven analysis enable the organization to manage crisis-driven change by addressing root issue rather than the surface problem. Through workforce restructurings, capability rebuildings, and digital process improvement, AH enhanced adaptability, efficiency, transparency, and stakeholder trust. Overall, AH's experience shows that organizational resilience is built through data-informed decision, continuous evaluations, and responsive leadership. By balancing financial control, workforce developments, and digital innovation, the company was able to adapt to uncertainty, improve operations, and support sustainable recovery after the pandemic.